What's going on, folks? So today is a very special day because today I have a special guest from the film that will be releasing September 8th on video on demand and September 22nd on Blu-ray. And this film is Nailed in the Coffin, The Fall and Rise of Vampiro. Now, some of you all may have been lucky to see this earlier of last year as it hit the film festival circuit, but now it's coming to your homes. And this is one that has really touched me in the way I had no idea it would. But we have the star of this film. You may know him as Vampiro, but you will get to know him as Ian after watching this film, without a doubt. And he's here to talk with us about it. So as I bring him on right now, Ian, how is it going today?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Thank you for having me on.
Not a problem at all. I guess the first question I definitely want to start out with is like, how are you doing considering everything with the pandemic? You know, this documentary, I learned a lot about your lifestyle, the love of it, and have to travel, but like, a lot of that's been halted right now. So how are you kind of making do with, you know, maybe being stuck in a place or, you know, just everything with the pandemic?
I think the pandemic is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Amen to that.
Right?
Amen.
It's showed me so many things as it has everybody else. It's given me the opportunity to better my life, continue focusing on self-care, getting better, studying. I've gone to university, online. I've taken advantage of this like crazy. It's given me a chance to step back and reevaluate many things. I'm part of a great team. The people who did the first movie, now we're doing the second part during this pandemic. So it's helped us grow as friends and as a company and get to know each other better so we can continue to do great work. So this has been phenomenal. The only thing that I've really that's given anything negative is the stupidity of the mass hysteria of the news channels. But other than that, if you stay away from it, you're good, you know?
I wanted to say I echo every single thing you just said right there. I say it to my friends all the time. This is the time for self-care. Learn what you like, learn your hobbies, learn more about yourself. And that's just beautiful to hear you say that. I can't stress enough, you know, I grew up as a wrestling fan, first known you as the wrestler Vampiro. And, you know, when I seen that this documentary was available for press to review, I was like, oh yeah, used to love Vampiro. Let's see what's happening. And I went into this thinking I was about to get a wrestling documentary. And I had no idea upon completing this that I was going to come out with just a heart-heavy feel about a father and his love for his daughter. And it's really the most beautiful thing to see, considering, you know, what wrestling entails. But to see that you and the fight throughout all these years, that it just seems like everything, even including this, is dedicated to your love for your daughter. I think it's an absolute beautiful thing.
I'm practicing mental telepathy, moving my glasses. Thank you for that. I'm enjoying those kind of comments very much because obviously I love my daughter that way, but it was so important for me to have people react the way you're reacting. I didn't want people to get fooled or think it was a wrestling movie. I love wrestling. I come from wrestling as part of my life, but this is not a wrestling industry movie. This is a whole different thing, man. So Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. So I want to follow up on that because I went to the same thing thinking as a blank slate, I don't know what to expect. I'm going to watch this movie with open eyes and open ears. So I felt that this is almost a memoir of sorts. There's 3 stories involved with the 3-act play. There's Vampiro. What is that?
I smoke so much weed. It's MCT oil. It's for your brain, dude.
Yeah, right there.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah, write that down.
MCT oil. But while watching the film, I honestly got the sense that this was a 3-act play of you, the wrestler, you, the human, outside of all this, navigating life, and then you as the dad. When you watched this back, did you get the same sense while this was being filmed that it was like that, or when you rewatched it at the end of it all?
When it was being filmed, that's when I was at the height of my sickness with the PTSD and the mental health stuff, and I wasn't getting any treatment. So I was in a really bad place, even though I was conscious in the moment, like right now, if we were talking. But 2 minutes before, I couldn't tell you what was going on. And then once we stopped talking 2 minutes later, I wouldn't remember this conversation. So it was really difficult for me because I was going through some bad times and I was dying. I didn't think I was going to survive to complete the movie. I shouldn't have. I was like 360 pounds. I was full of drugs, all pharmaceuticals. My heart was really bad. My head, the trauma, the PTSD was horrible. The arthritis was out of control. I was dying, and I was very scared that I thought that was a farewell letter to my daughter. That's what I thought I was making. And it killed me to do so. And I tried to extend it as long as I could, because I said I probably won't die until I finish my letter. So I didn't want my letter to end. When I was kidnapped once in Mexico, I asked the kidnappers, I said, if I'm going to die, because I used to do work with the police and I was a police trainer, and they kidnapped me to see whose side I was on and what I was teaching. And, you know, it was a recon thing for them. But for me, fuck, my life wasn't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I said, if this is going to happen, can I please write a farewell letter to my daughter? And I wrote a letter, and I explained as much as I could in the 2 minutes they gave me. And I put it in my pocket, and I said, please, just whatever you do to me, just make sure that that's there so they can find me, and they'll find that. So it was a horrible experience for me, because I've been dealing with that scenario for years. And when I see the movie, I get depressed. When I see the movie, I get excited. I don't remember the movie. So when I see it, yeah. You know what I mean? It comes back. Mm-hmm. And I'm just very grateful that I hope people like yourself take more out of it than just, oh, look at this guy, how he loves his daughter. It's look at this guy who's overcome mental health, and look at how his daughter has also dealt with her own mental health and her father's mental health, and how she's come out of it. Yeah. And how Michael, it's his first movie, so he followed his dream, and he just said, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to try it. Yeah. So there's so much more than just a story of a guy loving his daughter who happened to be a wrestler. There's a lot of things that have happened since the movie's gone on. So I'm hoping that everybody can see that, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful. You know, that's part of our job is being within media, is to make sure that we create the narrative that, you know, whatever you thought this is really what it is. And that's been something that's been, since I've seen it, been real dear to me, is that this is not a wrestling documentary. Yes, he's a wrestler, but this is a story about a guy who over and over showed resilience and poise in everything life threw at him, at the same time being a father who was completely motivated and driven by his love for his daughter. It's a beautiful story. It's unlike anything I had no clue I was getting into. And I was at wow when I was done. And I think this is another reason why I love independent films, is because you find these really diamond in the rough stories that it speaks to a lot of people in ways that they just never thought they would. I definitely have to ask you just a really plain, flat out question, is throughout all of this, you know, because you've really have given your life to so much, the world of professional wrestling, specifically in Mexico. Again, your love for your daughter and your family, and you spoke about right now how this has really been a time where, you know, during the pandemic, where you focused on yourself. But the question is, what really kept you fighting after all these times? At what point, because you have a legacy right now, and even at the time when you felt like you died, you know, some people give up at that point. But what was just that extra bit of fire that just lit you and you just kept going?
I've been that way my whole life, dude. And as long as there's one fan who gets something out of my work, I'll fight one more day. So it's I've spent my life fighting for those who can't fight, for the underdog. That's why I became a guardian angel. It's why I'm a volunteer. It's why I do these things. It's because if I was given the gift, because it certainly isn't being the cover model, you know what I mean? This place will stop traffic, but as a brick wall, not because I'm a handsome guy. You know? I was given the gift to motivate, to excite, to have my energy be contagious. So I understood that when I was really young. And if I can give somebody that little spark, then that's it. That's all I need. I don't need anything else.
Thank you for that, for sure.
For me, that's the mark of, I don't know if you're often going to hear this, but that's the mark of a true hero, is the ability to give back after everything we've gone through, everything people have overcome and gotten to from point A to point B. So I want to ask you, considering the fact that people hold you in such high regard, when people can possibly call you a hero of sorts, what does that do for you?
Wow, that messes with me a lot. I'm not a hero, dude. I'm just a guy who knows where he came from. I'm not no hero, man. I'm doing what you would do. I'm doing what anybody would do who had the opportunity to save someone's life or give something back. I ain't no hero, man. I'm just a guy who understands his gift, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. And on top of that, how's your self-care doing nowadays? You brought it up earlier. So how is your self-care regimen now as opposed to before?
I'm sorry. My partner, Gregor, taught me how to do a trick on the computer yesterday, and then he fucked me up today. There you are. It's going really well. I have a great team. My team, I hate that word, is my friends, my family, Gregor and Jackie, the people around me, my daughter, my mom's, people like yourself. It's 24/7, man. I got people on my case, but they're giving me my space. You know what I mean? When I say they're on my case, I couldn't have better people in my life right now. That Dr. James, who's fixing my injuries in my head, and the support from Gregor and Jackie, and the support from the fans. Yeah, I'm blessed, dude. My self-care is on point. I'm killing this. I'm kicking the PTSD's ass. Fuck Alzheimer's, all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing great. Yeah.
That's awesome. We're not going to hold too much of your time. I just, for my final question, I just want to know is, you spoke about the next part of the film coming soon. Could you talk a little bit about what we can expect from that, and what else is in the future for you?
Yeah, well, you see how you were moved by this movie.
Yes.
This next segment is 10 times more impactful.
Whew.
Because that guy is dead. The guy that's on the screen, the new person, the personal evolvement, the personal ascension, the personal acquirement of knowledge, the sharing, everything, it's mind-blowing. Somebody once said there's no way that you can cure Alzheimer's without medicine. Well, I fucking did. Things like that I'm going to show you. The ascension process, what's behind the meditations, how to talk to the angels, how to talk to God. Like, you're going to get schooled. You're going to get blown the fuck out of the water. You're going to get your wig peeled back like you can't even understand, brother. It's just, I've saved my life, and I'm saving people's lives, and we're giving you the information exactly. You're going to walk with me day to day, going to the doctor, doing the acupuncture, having the mental breakdowns, crying, throwing up, fighting, punching the wall, getting back up, changing lives. You're going to see the process of how it happened. You're not going to see the before and after, and it's like, you can do this too. No, motherfucker. Take the gloves off, because you're going to get in the trenches with me, and you're going to go through it with me day by day, step by step, and you're going to come out on the other end another person. That's heavy shit.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. All right, Damien, my final question.
Yeah, sorry, dude. They're busting my ass to get on the other end.
No, you're good, buddy.
I guess for me, my final question would be, considering that you are making this new ascension, this new life journey of yours, what would you say to 21-year-old Ian at this point of your life now, if you could?
Go faster, hit harder, and fall farther, because you're going to get up and come out on the other end even brighter.
My man. I love that. I love that. Hey, Damien, can you read the quote too from the end of the film really quick? I know you.
Look, I fucking hate people. That one? No. What?
Well, that was one of my favorite quotes, because as a native New Yorker, I love that. That's one of my favorite quotes. But toward the end of the film, your daughter mentions during her graduation ceremony, I don't know why my dad brought me to Thunder Bay, but I'm glad he did. What was the motivations to bring her to Thunder Bay in the first place?
I was free falling in life. I was dying. Didn't know where to go. I couldn't find an anchor. I just got diagnosed, lost my job, had no income. I couldn't walk, couldn't breathe. I was dying. My daughter moved out of her mother's house. She came with me. And I was like, how do I need something that at least I know so that I can continue to fight, because you're not going to beat me. And right now I don't have any, I'm not on my battleground. So put me in the ring that I know the best. I'll back myself into a corner and I'll take on all comers. So I had to go back to where I came from just so that I understood the battlegrounds. That was pretty much it.
That's awesome.
Well,
Ian, just thank you so much for this film, how impactful it was, watching it, chatting with you right now. You talk about the elevation of yourself. I think everybody who checks this out will absolutely feel the same way and is ready to walk that path with you when the second one dropped. This has just been unlike anything I've seen this year. I've watched maybe over 100 films already, and this has just been one that has not hit me in the way it has. And I can't stress enough. Thank you so much. Everybody who's willing to check out this film, because you have no choice, because you should check this out. It is going to be available again September 8th on video on demand and September 27th on Blu-ray. The Nail in the Coffin, The Fall and Rise of Vampiro. Vampiro, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Much love and success for the future, and we'll be seeing you.
Homie. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. You guys be safe.
You too, man.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.